Hey everyone, welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. In today's episode, we're going to be studying a piece by the established glitch artist known as Prince Fuego, and in this episode, we're going to be looking at the intimate nature of the portrait. We're also going to explore the torn textures of the glitch art aesthetic, so let's jump right into it. So at first sight, we're met with the face of a lone woman who tries to stare at us. Our first impression is one of both awe and curiosity, as we wonder what exactly is happening in such a mystical piece here. And so one of the first things I noticed, of course, is the placement in center, right? We see this, of course, it commands our attention instantly. This is also achieved and further supported by a slightest gesture of that dark accent, right? Just so we can define form, kind of see what's happening here. In the kind of coded confines of color, we see an analogous scheme. So lilac, green, and blue, they're all right next to each other on the color wheel. The result of this feels very balanced and, of course, harmonious, which stands in direct opposition to the chaos of these torn pixels in the work at hand. And with that in mind, we see these countless torn pixels, right? It gives an incredible sense of texture and, of course, this sense of the disorienting or the disordered within this display. And, of course, the glitch art aesthetic always makes its voice heard at times you'd least expect it. With that in mind, how do y'all feel when you view this piece, or, what's your first impression whenever you look at this work? I think that's an incredibly important question. All right, so I brought in two additional pieces, both from the original artist who created the work before us today. And so we ask ourselves, what is glitch art, right? It takes the distortions of the digital world and deliberately recreates them, right? Whenever you see a torn pixel or a cracked screen, it's normally going to be a source of anxiety, but glitch artists just play within this realm, right? We see this quite clearly. For example, the work on the left, we have a samurai here, of course, countless glitches, countless torn pixels, and a very energetic work at that. So you can see how the torn pixels and the glitches can be used to define form quite easily. So we see that there in that work. And compared to the work on the right, of course, Na by Prince Fuego, we see this as well. You see this skull, of course, is kind of trapped within the glitch realm. So much energy to the work at hand, and of course, countless torn pixels that make up the definitive aesthetic of the glitch art realm. So that's really what glitch art is, and it's always important to remember and kind of notice those developments of the glitch art aesthetic all around us. And so you may notice how the format of this work is what we'd call a portrait. This is a very classical format, right? You have the bust of the subject and the face of the subject staring directly at us. The nature of the portrait always places the viewer in intimate proximity with the person it presents, and I think we certainly see that here, right? So our subject appears to be a feminine figure of some kind or another. We try to guess who exactly she is. She tries to stare directly at us, yet the anonymity of our subject is all we're left with. That makes us wonder, what exactly is happening here. And so the upper central region of the composition where her hair might be, we see what appears to be most reminiscent of a cloud. This, of course, disrupts that and even follows a sense of harmony with her hair, right? If her hair is really light and flowy, that may be very reminiscent of the roiling nature of clouds themselves. So they kind of blend and kind of work together in the composition here, which, of course, also gives us yet another sense of tactile texture within the work at hand. And so, like I said, we're trying to wonder who exactly this is or why she's staring at us, but the work before us is mystical, right? It is a mystery, and with that in mind, all we're left with is this fog, right? This texture, this glitch aesthetic, it's almost like a veil of fog, and we don't know what exactly is happening here. With this in mind, what do y'all think is happening here? Or, even who do you think this is, or why do you think she's trying to stare at us or make contact? All very important questions when we're looking at this work. And so, like I said, this is a portrait, so it's incredibly intimate, that makes us wonder what is happening here. But regardless of that, there is no doubt that this hazy aesthetic places us within a dreamy display of an amazing order. So really hope y'all enjoyed today. The work before us originated as a photograph before additional edits in Glitch Lab. Glitch Lab is an app that's used by a ton of glitch artists, so if y'all want to get involved in the world of glitch art and kind of make some works of your own, I would surely suggest checking out Glitch Lab. Another one as well is going to be Adobe Photoshop. I know a lot of artists who are using that as well. So like I said, if you want to get into the world of glitch art, Glitch Lab or Adobe Photoshop are going to be the best place to start. So like I said, this is a stunning and very strange, even mystical piece, if you will. There is no doubt about that. I really hope y'all enjoyed today. We talked about so many different things, from the format of the portrait to the influence of these kind of torn textures and the glitch art aesthetic. Of course, glitch artists always work with, say, a deliberate sense of disorder to kind of bring that in and play with it, of course, on the order of chaos and harmony. So like I said, I really hope y'all enjoyed today. If y'all enjoyed today's episode, make sure to check out the original artist Prince Fuego, doing some amazing stuff in the world of glitch art, and I believe this is his third showcase to date, so always a pleasure to study this artist. And I would bring in some of his works, but they don't have too much similarity with the work before us here. The only thing that we can point to is the glitch art aesthetic. So like I said, I really hope y'all enjoyed today. So if y'all did, go check out the original artist Prince Fuego. My name is Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see y'all on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.